Hey there, and welcome to another May Arts video. It's Latrice, and today I want to share with you guys two things. First, I have this awesome ribbon cutter from Imaginisce. All the girls on the DT got one of these, and I never thought I would ever really need this ribbon cutter, and when Bethany told us about it, I wasn't really sure what it was all about. So when I got it, my daughter and I, we turned it on, we put our batteries in, it heated up really quickly, and then we started just playing around with it. She thinks it's really cool, and it's actually really safe for her to use, because once it's open, you see that red light goes off, and then when you close it, it starts to heat itself up again. So inside this, if you haven't seen this before, let me see if I can show you. There's a coil in there. That coil is what gets hot and it cuts your ribbon. On this side, you've got a nice little pad that keeps your ribbon safe, and then you've got some marks that you can use as guides when you're deciding what kind of end you're putting on your ribbon. Alright, so I'm going to try to zoom you in here. Hopefully this is heating up here, and I can share with you what I do. The second part of this video will be sharing with you how I use a lot of my scraps to create just headbands for my daughter. She's super girly compared to me, which I'm still trying to get used to, but she loves headbands with like giant bows and things like that. They make really great gifts. I made a set of 6 for my brand new niece with some baby headbands. They were super soft, and my sister-in-law absolutely loved them. So let's see if this is heated up for us. So I've got some of that awesome chevron, well, we call it chevron, but it's like a horizontal striped ribbon. So this is an end that, usually we would cut it on a 45 degree with just our scissors. Well, sometimes my scissors are not sharp enough. So if you want this on a 45 degree angle, you would just place this in here, and I am just lining it up on the edge, and then I'm lining my lines up across. So there's diagonal marks, and then there's straight line marks. Then you just close it. Let me make sure it's lined up in there. And you could make it longer and hold it in place. You just close it down, and with that coil in the middle, your fingers are really always safe and not in the way. And then you just press down where it says Imaginisce for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds. Now there is a little bit of a smell to this, but I find that it was okay. My daughter kind of didn't like it, but I'm okay with that. It's burning ribbon. Alright, so now you can see that I have a perfectly cut diagonal. The best thing about this is it seals the end. So this end is not going to fray. So you can see, if this will focus, that the end is sealed. It melts it a little bit, so then my ends will not fray. Alright, so now we've got that. So now if you want to get that cool banner end, let me show you how you do that. You want to fold your ribbon in half, and then if I can get this right, sometimes I do it backwards. I'm still practicing with how it's going to be. Oh, I want to go this way. So you're still going to go on that 45, but you want to go ahead, hold that down, place it in there. Okay, you got to try to keep it folded, and then you go ahead and press down. Alright, so when I open it up here, I just give that a little tug. Sometimes you might have to give it a little snip. It might melt together, or one little string might get stuck. But then, now I have that awesome banner cut there, and it's sealed and everything. So I really love this tool. I used it to seal the ends of the ribbon when I made some headbands. I won't do that today, but I did want to show you how easy this was to use. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off. Zoom you back out just a little bit here. And then let me show you how I create some headbands. So, I just buy headbands if I see them on sale. My daughter likes these just plain stretchy ones. I have to use these ones that have like the little non-slip grips on them because she has super silky hair and just about anything just slides out. So I found that either these thicker ones like this are really good for her. We use these for just friends when we make them headbands. Or there's ones like this that also have that non-slip gripping stuff on the back, which is nice. Alright, so let's see what we want to do here. Let's pull out this teal. I'm going to use the rest of this chevron because it matches. And this is just my scraps or when I've requested ribbon for projects and things like that, and I hold on to them. A lot of them are in this bag, but I also have a huge box of them, which I'm not going to show you because it's a big mess. But let's get the rest of this away. Alright, so you'll need, I'm using this lace. This is the 3901509. This is by far my favorite lace. I like the thickness of it. You can use this on clothing, you can use this on your regular kinds of, sewing projects, scrapbooking. I've put it on cards. It's nice and thin, so it works really well on cards. It makes really nice knots and bows. It's just really, I just love it. I can't wait for them to come out with more colors in this. So, and then I'm just going to pull out this little scrap that I have because we will use this to wrap the center of our bow to really secure it. I've got my low temp hot glue gun heating up over off to the side. And what I usually do, I usually let my daughter, if she's got friends that come over, I usually let her and her friends dig through my stash, and then I create the bows for them, and then a little hot glue and they're done. So let's go ahead and layer that underneath, or on top actually, and I'm just going to do a simple one. So when I create my bows, I start with just making 2 bunny ears. I slide that down, and then I just make my bow. I just loop that through, and you have to be sure that you keep the lace under that chevron. Okay, and then we can adjust it from here. If if you want it bigger, you need it smaller. If it's for a littler girl, you might want to do it smaller. So I'm going to pull this through a little bit and then pull it tighter. And I just like the layered, the prettiness, the layering of this ribbon, of that lace. Let me pull this through a little bit more, straighten this out. Alright, and today I'm not going to use the ribbon cutter. You can always go back. You can make a bunch of your bows, and then you can go back and fix those ends and make them, seal those ends and cut them on angles and things like that. But just for video purposes, I am just going to use my scissors. And then I usually cut the lace a little bit longer just to give it a little bit of difference. Alright, so there I have my super simple bow, okay? And you can fluff it and fix it and, you know, tug and pull at it forever, but once it's in your kid's hair, it's so awesome. Anna just loves them. You could double this lace up and then really spread them apart. I've done that before, and I will show you some pictures of a few of the bows that I've done for her. Alright, so now that you've got your bow made, I usually find that seam that they have where the hair tie meets. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice glob of hot glue. Let me zoom you in a little bit more so you can see this. Put a nice glob of hot glue right there. Just enough to hold your bow in place for a little while. Okay, you want to let that dry for just a second. And then now I had that other little scrap. That other little scrap is going to get wrapped around the center and then hot glued also. And it literally is that quick. But yet I'm taking a long time. Alright, so for that center, I go ahead and I fold my little piece of lace in half. Okay, I turn my headband over. Another little dab of hot glue there. And because this lace is see-through, it's very thin, I'm going to go ahead, be careful, because even though it's low temp, it still gets a little hot. Alright, fold that in half, and then wrap it around the middle, and I let it gather a little bit, and then I pull that back down. And now you want to pull it tight, and you can see that I'm getting little globules of hot glue. I just spread those flat and give it a press, and that really secures it. And then I just trim off my little extra. And then you have a super cute headband bow. Like, so easy. And you could spread those apart, or you can leave them together. I kind of like them spread apart like that. It makes it look bigger. Alright, so there is just a super quick headband bow. I mean, you could use anything you guys have on hand, you could do this. Hot glue, whip up a bunch of these, and hand them out as gifts. This is a great party craft for kids. Low temp glue gun is easy for them to use. We usually throw these on a gift to match the color of like our gift wrap or anything like that. The little girls just absolutely love them. Alright, so thanks so much for stopping by the Mayarts blog today. And for more information on my head bows or my headbands, please visit my blog at www.latrice.murphy.blogspot.com. And hopefully I'll have some of these for sale one of these days if I sit down and whip out a bunch of them. Thanks so much for joining us. See ya.